Hi, I'm Faith Pinot from LA Times Studios in Washington, D.C. Here are some of today's top stories from the Los Angeles Times. The Los Angeles Fire Department is facing new criticism after officials admitted to skipping steps that could have helped stop the Palisades fire before it started. According to LA Times reporters, crews chose not to deploy thermal imaging cameras after a small New Year's Day blaze in Pacific Palisades. It burned only 8 acres, but days later, that same area reignited, fueling one of the city's most destructive wildfires of all time, which killed 12 people and destroyed thousands of structures. Experts say the cameras, which are often mounted on drones, are designed specifically to catch hotspots, or embers that could spark back to life. It's a standard practice for many fire agencies. One former arson investigator called LA's decision not to use them, quote, hard to justify. The department's after-action report released Wednesday outlines other lapses, including a failure to pre-deploy engines ahead of high winds. Now, LAFD leaders say they've changed staffing and deployment rules for red flag days, while investigators are focused on how to keep a mistake like this from ever happening again. And across the country, Letitia James, the Attorney General of New York, was indicted on charges of bank fraud Thursday night after President Trump publicly pushed for her prosecution, escalating their years-long rivalry. According to reporters, a grand jury in Virginia handed down the indictment following a mortgage fraud investigation. The case remains under seal, meaning there's no way of knowing what evidence the Justice Department has against James. The indictment comes just 2 weeks after the DOJ indicted former FBI Director James Comey on corruption charges. Comey, too, was a longtime Trump critic. The charges against both James and Comey were signed by Lindsay Halligan, a former Trump aide who replaced the investigation's lead prosecutor just 2 weeks ago. It's unclear when James will be formally arraigned, but her legal team says they're preparing to fight the charge. The Democrat has denied any wrongdoing, calling the case just another political hit job. That's it for now. To read these stories and more, be sure to subscribe to the LA Times.